Since fission and fusion are opposite reactions, how can they both create energy? I'll tell you how. So fission takes an atom that's really big, and because it's so big, it's unstable. And so it wants to break apart into two smaller atoms. But to be at its most stable, these two smaller atoms have to be slightly less massive than the original starter atom. And so basically it breaks down to two smaller atoms and a tiny bit of energy to make up the difference. Now the big problem with fission is that extra energy can go and collide another unstable atom and make it break down, and so on and so on and so on. And so if you don't let the energy from a fission reaction go anywhere, it starts breaking down at an incredible rate. That's what you keep hearing about in like the demon core experiment. The whole core got trapped in a reflective surface and then everyone died. Now when you do fusion, you're kind of doing the opposite thing, but getting a similar result. You are smushing two atoms together, and the resulting atom that happens after you smush them together is a little less massive than the two that you started with. And that extra mass comes off as energy. The thing is, that energy is not enough to cause two more atoms to fuse. So fusion reactions are not runaway reactions. That energy, however, can be collected by us, and then we could use it for our own needs. This is largely because both fusion and fission use isotopes that are unstable. Isotopes are the same element but have a varying amount of neutrons. Certain isotopes are more stable than others. In fission, they use an atom of some radioactive element that has an isotope that is very unstable because it has too many neutrons. So it breaks down into more stable isotopes and thus extra energy is let off. In fusion, you are also using isotopes that would rather be in a more stable state. You're using tritium, which is hydrogen with two neutrons, which is basically too much. So you have one isotope of hydrogen, deuterium, which has one proton and one neutron. One isotope of hydrogen, which is tritium, one proton and two neutrons. And when you fuse them together, it becomes helium-4, two protons and two neutrons. And so there's one leftover neutron's worth of energy just flying around. Energy and helium, those are the byproducts. And that's how both fission and fusion release energy. It's just atoms trying to become their most stable state.